you know it because you're Eastern European as I am. We are the whites. We're the trash whites of the Europe.
I mean, I had a joke that I had to take out that we're knockoff crackers, and I stand by
crackers, and
I stand by that, but it doesn't get a laugh.
It's weird that people don't realize that if white people are so white people, they will find white people to hate on that are not white enough for their standards. So if I have less rights and privileges, or how do you say it? In like a social ladder, I had less points than someone from France or Germany that was also white, because we are these.
And there was a status, there was a culture thing as well. But I think we also put it on ourselves. Like I'm talking about Romania.
The officer put it on me.
That's true.
I have like.
But like I know in like I can't speak for Ukraine. I know in Romania would be like, you know, we complain about Romania, and then we looked at like Germany or France or England and be like, that's a real country, you know, not this shithole.
The sense of like lesser self.
Yeah. We
have it in Ukraine as well, which manifests sometimes. Now it's less prominent now, but we used to have it on such a deep level. If we would evaluate a foreigner higher for the position that we will evaluate as someone from Ukraine, we would evaluate foreigner expertise as the one that has more value or more real expertise than someone from Ukraine. So we had this like the sense of a lesser selves. We were like, oh my god, you're a foreigner, oh my god, you came from this like country like France or United States. What? You have pizza and Mountain Dew? What? That's so cool. We've seen you guys on TV. You were like the cultural references for us. And yeah, absolutely. And then those people will come to Ukraine and it's like, oh, it's dirt cheap and the food is awesome. The women are pretty. And you know, I hate it. I hate this fucking stereotype. And they come to
I'll show you some babushkas. Okay, let's settle that stereotype. I'll take you to the village. You'll see some people.
Yeah. It's like, but it's true. We do have this like sense of lesser self. Now we're trying to slowly recover from it. Yeah. But it is true. But again, we would also treat it as we were a third world country for Ukraine and Romania.
Yeah, yes.
We were a third world country. For us to get a visa, like a tourist visa, you would have to bring this pack of documents and a fucking pint of your blood to like for a visa center. I know it, and I used to have a joke in my stand-up that people think that I was let in this country easily. I had 2 UK visa denials prior to like this like instance. When I was trying to visit UK as a tourist, I was denied twice.
They were like, oh, they're gonna come here and they're not gonna leave.
One of the times the formal denial was followed with the explanation that it happened because I was unmarried Ukrainian woman.
Oh my!
Quite literally.
Come in here, taking our men. How dare you?
No, I should be. I'm so sorry, but
I'm stirring a bit of shit right now. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but. That was how they phrased the the denial with like a stamp.
The official government position was
I'm not allowed to see London because I might be a whore. Yeah. So I used to have this joke in my stand-up that it literally took a genocide and 2 missile strikes in my neighborhood for Home Office to say like, oh right, she can see Dalmur. And stuff like that. I had this joke because people really thought that we were let in so easily, but it was never easy to get into UK for Eastern Europeans. At least that's I don't know about like Polish people. Polish people have like a slightly different maybe experience and procedures, but for Ukrainians, you would have to pay so much money just to submit an application to receive a tourist visa. It cost me like £700 in I would say 17 or something, because I I wanted to go to a Beyonce concert in London, and I wanted to see my former classmate, and she invited me, and she was like formally giving me the documents for like she will sponsor me to go to, and I will stay with her. So she provided her bank statements, her pay slips and stuff, and I provided my bank statement and my pay slips. I formally vowed that I will come back to Ukraine. And I still got denied because I was unmarried Ukrainian woman. So when you say like, oh, because you're white and, you know, white-eyed, blue-haired, where were you before that? Like, you quite literally had so many jokes about Eastern Europeans, and the xenophobia is quite rampant toward Eastern Europeans. And
it's been interesting. I mean, it's kind of to me, because we do comedy.
Yeah,
it's been interesting because I like to talk about it. I prefer, like, that's how I operate. I like to be honest.
That's your reality, and you need to talk about it.
And it's interesting. Like, to me, it's like, it's funny. To me, that's a joke, and to them, it's like, you know, it's like some jokes. You can say maybe they just don't like the joke, but I'm like, yeah, but you also kind of.
They don't like to admit it because it's uncomfortable to admit that your own society, despite you like declaring and saying all those things, that you have this flaw in your society that you are actively overlooking because of the same issue you say that you will fight later on. So like, you're fighting against oppressing the minorities and fighting racism and, you know, fighting, you know, homophobia and transphobia, and which is all good, valid fights. And then you like, yeah, we're doing all this stuff. Do you want us to be nice to Eastern Europeans too? That's a bit too much. That's a bit lower in our priorities, and I get it. I absolutely get it.
I mean, yeah, it's like at some point you realize nobody's gonna fight 24/7 every single fight.
I don't ask them to fight.
But like, it sucks to be on the receiving end of it when you go, oh, okay, I guess it's just not our time yet, huh?